Hey YouTube, it's Cody here again, and I'm coming at you with another Blu-ray update. This time we've got some cool stuff. It's going to be a horror update, and a couple of the titles are really rare. Only two of them, but it's still pretty cool. So yeah, we're just going to jump right into it. It's almost Halloween. I think Halloween is tomorrow. So I wish you all a safe and happy Halloween. So yeah, we'll just jump right into it. So the first film is one of the key mark exploitation horror films. Basically, you've got The Last House on the Left in this. This particular Blu-ray is very, very rare. It's out of print and has been for a long time. And it is I Spit on Your Grave. Now, this is actually the original. So the remake isn't too hard to come by. You can find that on Blu-ray relatively easy. But this original cut is pretty hard to find on Blu-ray. You're going to be paying a pretty penny for it, which I did. But it's a rape and revenge movie. So basically a girl gets raped and then she hunts down the killers and takes them out. Nothing you haven't seen before. But this was one of the first ones to do it, you know. And I think that this is a pretty good film. It's a good exploitation film. I don't think it's as good as The Last House on the Left, I wouldn't say. But it was okay. I was kind of thinking that it'd be better, but you know, I digress. I Spit on Your Grave. I almost called it Last House on the Left. Now, this is going to be the next one that is pretty rare to come by. It is a Lucio Fulci film, and this is a Grindhouse release. So it is called The Beyond. This movie is about basically a haunted house, but it's a very different take on that. You have lots of practical horror effects in here. It's a pretty fun one. Like I Spit on Your Grave, though, I thought it would be a little bit better, and I shelled out a lot of money for it, so it kind of is what it is, but you've got some zombie goodness in here. It's got a little bit of everything. Some people hate this movie. Roger Ebert notoriously hated this movie, but I don't think it's that bad. It's a good, sloppy Italian horror movie. Next up, we've got a Peter Jackson film, and Peter Jackson is basically one of my favorite directors. It's odd, though, because everything that he does outside of the Lord of the Rings universe, basically, I just fall in love with. I love it. And, Lord of the Rings, I like them, in the Hobbit series, obviously. But I'm not as huge of a fan of his work inside that universe, inside the Tolkien universe. This one, though, I thought was a really fun time. It's totally goofy, and it's actually his directorial debut. And it is Bad Taste. Now, this one is actually a homemade Blu-ray, if you will. I bought the DVD for it, and then I just trimmed it down to fit into my Blu-ray case. I don't know why I do that. I like it all to be in one place. Let me know if you do that too. So this is actually technically a DVD, but still one that I'm glad to have in my collection. It's about it's kind of like a black comedy, much like Dead Alive, which I'll be talking about in another video. Just like exploitation kind of horror, very good practical effects. And just goofy as all hell, you know. It's about a race of aliens that comes here to... I don't want to give away too much, but they're trying to eat humans, and it's about a group of misfits who has to stop them, or try to put off the alien invasion, and it is fucking hilarious, so you should watch that one. Another one I've got here, which is actually an Umbrella releasing Blu-ray, which I really love Umbrella Blu-rays. I need to get more of them, I think. This one is an Australian horror movie. I love Aussie horror movies. I just find that there's something about them, there's charm to them, and this is like a classic, I'd say, and it is Razorback. Oh, whoopsies. Sorry for the glare there. This is basically about a movie about a movie where a lady reporter goes to Australia to document some information about hunting, and she ends up disappearing, so her husband comes out to try to find her, and then there's this badass motherfucker who has a bit of a personal vendetta with this particular wild boar. And that's what you would call wild boars, is razorbacks. They're like the big crazy ones. So this is a movie about a giant wild boar that is basically out for carnage. And it's awesome. You should watch it. Next up we have actually, so I've had a really weird affinity with this series as of late. And this one was a good one. It was a damn good one. It is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This is the 2006 remake. So I just got, I've had the original for a long time. And I just picked up the sequel like a month ago, I think. It's in my last update. And so now I moved on to this, and I actually have watched the beginning as well. So not the beginning of the movie, but the prequel to this one. So the second remake, if you will. And I love them both. I think that I like the beginning even a little bit more than this one, so I'll be picking that up soon. But yeah, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I thought that Leatherface looked really intimidating in this one, and he was like just kind of this force to be reckoned with, which I really liked. I didn't think it was great, but, well, yeah, it's great, but I didn't think that it's not the best in the series for me. Or even second or third. So then, up next, we have got From Dusk Till Dawn. This is a film that actually features Quentin Tarantino in the lead role alongside George Clooney. It's kind of again, I don't want to spoil too much. I don't like talking a lot about plots to films in my videos, but this one is about it's about vampires when it comes down to it. And I think the thing that makes this movie so good is actually George Clooney's performance. It's so over the top. Not even over the top. He wears it so good as this just hulking tough guy, and Quentin Tarantino is like his little bitch kind of. But yeah, it's a cool one. I think it's a Rodriguez film. I'm not too sure though, but it's a good one. You should watch it. Now this one is. These next two are probably my favorite in this update. Just movies that I'd heard of, but I've passed over them in the past. So I finally decided to watch them, and they were so much better than I anticipated. The first one is a werewolf film. I'm always down for werewolves. I love werewolves. And this one is called Late Phases, The Night of the Wolf. Now, this is one of my favorite werewolf movies of all time now. It was so good. Great practical creature effects. Really, really solid performances. And again, it was actually shot really well as, like, 2. Which for a lower budget horror movie about werewolves is rare, and it had some really, really good writing in it. Just a great time, and if you like werewolves, you know, I looked over this one for a long time, and I really regret it, because it's pretty fucking awesome, so you should check it out. I know I've been saying that for all these, but it's good. It's a good update, man. Lots of good shit on here. Then this second one is another one that I had passed up several times in the past. Which was a mistake, because I shouldn't have. It's fucking amazing, and it is High Tension. This is a French film, and I remember thinking to myself, you know, well, it probably isn't much better than Martyrs, if at all. And it is so much better than Martyrs. It's a home invasion film with a twist at the end. The twist I didn't actually care for, but they did something badass with it, so it's like, I don't know. But yeah, High Tension was amazing. Lots of good gore in this one. Again, practical effects. I love practical effects, if you can't tell. But yeah, High Tension. Phenomenal movie. One of my favorites in this Blu-ray update. Next one is one that I watched. I remember just the ending from when I was a kid, because it kind of freaked me out. But I don't think I'd actually sat down and watched this whole film until I picked it up on Blu-ray. It was super cheap too. And it is The Haunting in Connecticut. Again, the ending was pretty cool. I liked it. But the rest of the movie, it wasn't bad, you know? It's better than the schlock that they put out nowadays that pass for ghost movies with La Lorna and all that bullshit. It's better than that, but it's still kind of like The Beginner. It was in the beginning phase of those lazy ghost movies. So just decent, you know? And it's about a haunted house. That's all I'm going to say. Now, next up, we have a pretty cool one. This is the last addition to this pickup. I didn't really superly care for these films, but they're not bad at all. Well, they're kind of bad, some of them. And it is the Critters collection. This is from Scream Factory. It's a beautiful release, nice hardcover. But again, I didn't care for these movies like I thought I would. I thought they'd be significantly more fun and a little bit more gory. You know, I basically watched Critters Attacks, the new one, and I kind of thought that was where we were going with these. And I really liked that one. I might pick that one up. But these ones were a little bit too almost kid-friendly, I'd say. They're about these little furball aliens that come to invade the Earth. So, thank you so much for coming in and watching my Blu-ray update. I hope to get you more soon, but I always seem to slip up on that, so we'll see how it goes. Again, happy Halloween, and I hope everybody stays safe.